Creative Weirdos. I'm jumping in here quickly before the video starts. What you are about to see, we filmed over the course of the stay-at-home orders and also as the protests started. And Joey is very much with me with what I'm about to say. He's not standing here with me because he's taking care of Moon. We don't have my mom here to help us today. But we wanted to lend our voices and make sure that we say Black Lives Matter. Our goal has always been for this channel to be a community for you guys, creative weirdos everywhere, to feel safe and of course inspired. There is no place on our channel for racism, bigotry, or hate. Our community has always been such a supportive and loving one, so please let's continue to do that and lift each other up and also make sure that we move forward and really make a change out there. Joey and I have always really tried to emphasize to share a diverse range of people and stories in our makeover videos, but I think what we are all learning as part of this movement that we can do better and we can do more. So we are committed to using our platform and our privilege to make sure that we continue to amplify Black voices. I have been highlighting some inspiring Black creators over on my Instagram, so if you guys want to go check that out, please do. And also seeing that it is Pride Month, we want to say that we love you so much to our LGBTQIA creative weirdos out there, and we want to support you in any way that we can. That's what I wanted to say to you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we now have the Airstream Reveal for you, so please enjoy. Gosh, it is such a big deal day today because we have the Airstream to reveal to you, but also milestones have been happening.
Moon turned 1 this week, guys. Oh my gosh, thumbs up this video for Moon turning 1 year old.
I can't believe he turned 1. Obviously, our birth video is like our #1 most viewed video on our channel, so you guys probably saw him come into the world a year ago, and now he's 1.
And he's walking. He started walking this week as well. And we're gonna reveal the Airstream today. We said, Moon, for your first birthday, we're gonna finally finish the Airstream. So you guys are gonna see that today. But before we get into it, you wanna see Moon take some steps? Yeah. Take it away, Moon.
Take it away, Moon.
These are Moon's first steps.
Oh!
That was a good, that was like 3 or 4 steps. Good job, Moon. Moon. Come here, Moon. Come here.
Oh my god! She just ran!
Come on,
Oh my god!
And what?
Oh my gosh, look! It's a butterfly vacuum! It's a sneakery! Wow! Wow! That's so cool! That sounds really cute.
It's green. Wow!
Put this arm up, this arm up. Thank you.
Oh wow, he's so good. Give me the cake. Oh, look.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mooney. Happy birthday to you. Blow out the candle.
Okay.
Don't touch it. Go at it.
That's it. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
So
our
cute.
baby.
All right, so let's get into the Airstream reveal, shall we?
Yeah, okay, so guys, this has been quite a project for us because as you know, we started it way back when, before the pandemic, but also before Jeffree Star install and all of that. So we put it on the back
Well,
burner.
on a whim, Kate was like, let's get an Airstream. So we went to the Airstream dealership with your grandma.
We're on the move again with Joey,
Hey guys.
Gigi, great grandma,
Good morning.
Kate, and asleep. sleeping, Moon.
This is the 19-foot Bambi flying cloud.
Joey just went to get his credit card because
we're gonna put a deposit.
and the reason why we're just putting a deposit on as opposed to just buying it right now is because we have to go home and measure and make sure it's actually gonna fit in our driveway.
Okay, so
All right.
we were getting ready to leave, and then we saw this 2000.
Joey asked, is there a used option? No, she's probably in the sheet somewhere. Gigi, where are you? Wait, hang on first.
Did someone steal our grandma?
Gigi?
So we got the used Airstream, and we eventually got it in our tiny driveway.
Oh my gosh. All these cars going by.
I think you might be better off if you pull into.
He ran up over the curb and he's in our across the street neighbor's driveway and they're probably like, what the F?
Clear, you're clear. Go on.
Oh, you're okay. Oh my God, it barely fits.
Obviously, our main goal with getting the Airstream was to have something for Moon to like nap in and play in while we go over to other people's houses to decorate, but we also got excited to go an adventure in it, and then the pandemic happened, and so sort of set us back a bit.
Yeah, clarification, we're not gonna leave Moon in the Airstream while we're decorating. We'll
No,
have like
well-
grandma or someone with us, or he'll be with us inside, and then when he's ready to take a nap, we can go out there with him, whatever.
Exactly, it was just kind of our like home base for him. But yeah, we're excited to go and explore the world around us within driving distance.
Which, when we first got the Airstream, you guys saw that we took it for a trip. We're set up. We got our window open. Kate's inside changing Moon on the bed.
I think we should make the fabric in here spit up proof because
You just spit up all over it?
you just spit up all over.
All right, let's figure out how to turn the stove on.
Oh, I gotta turn the propane on.
Turn the propane on, Dad. Okay, guys, we're gonna make some lentil soup out of a can. Entertaining the child with a bag of potatoes. Ooh.
So obviously one of the biggest things we realized right away is the interior environment just wasn't us. The aluminum shells are cool on the exterior, but on the interior, they just kind of make it feel a little too camper van-y.
Like a cat food can.
And because we love interiors, like we wanted to make sure this felt like a cozy home.
Yeah, we wanted it to feel like a room, like a little studio, apartment, tiny home experience as opposed to this like vehicle.
So we ripped everything out. And then it sat in our driveway for a while.
It's just been very slow going for us to try to get this Airstream finished because we're working on it while we're at home. At first, we weren't having my mom even come over. We were totally isolated from everyone, including our family members. So we didn't really have anyone to watch Moon. And also getting stuff from the hardware store was like really difficult because you had to do like curbside pickups and place orders, and we were trying to do online stuff, but do it smart. The point is, it's taken us a while, but we're here today to show you.
All right, so the biggest thing we did in there was we painted the entire thing white.
Yes. We wanted to kind of just blank out the canvas. So that was the real goal with painting it white, and it took a coat of primer.
Well, okay, so when we gutted the Airstream, we had to patch parts of the walls to prep for paint. And so the aluminum that we purchased to patch, we tested the paint on, and the paint stuck great. And we stupidly just assumed that it was gonna stick to all the aluminum, but clearly there was some kind of coating on the original aluminum, and we painted the whole thing, it didn't stick. So we had to sand it all off.
I mean, it's crazy how this is like one of the tiniest spaces we've ever had to design, and it's literally taken us the longest.
Well, it's just such a unique space. We're so used to decorating rooms, and this is
that are flat
that
and
are made out of
square.
metal, that have right angles, that don't need to be able to like travel down a bumpy road, and that don't need to be light.
Yeah, I mean, this is a burrito, you guys. We're designing the inside of a burrito.
So we sanded down all the walls, did a good like buffing to get any kind of gloss off of that aluminum, and painted again, and it stuck, and it was beautiful. All right, guys, so I'm in the Airstream right now, and I'm gonna show you where we're at. Everything is nice and white now. So real quick, just to recap, moved all the switches to the wall, solar meter, battery meter, painted everything, and then we moved this whole wall situation over. So in part 2 of our Airstream Makeover adventure, we asked you guys what layout you thought we should go with.
Yeah.
We knew we wanted a bigger bed, and we knew we wanted some sort of bench situation that could also be like an area to eat. And we actually heard a lot of feedback from you guys to not do a convertible bed dining situation, because I guess a lot of you van lifers out there said you get kind of annoyed of having to constantly change it. And
yeah, that was a big red flag for us because like Moon naps twice a day. Like we just need the use of a bed more times than just at night. So the idea of having to convert it multiple times throughout the day was just like too much. It was like, let's just do a big, awesome bed. Also, we kind of like the idea of creating a bench that could potentially double as another sleep surface in case we wanted to host a guest, like maybe my sister or my mom.
so our solution for that was obviously we got rid of the wardrobe, and we got rid of the sink in the bathroom because there's a sink right outside the bathroom door, and that gave us like 2 extra feet.
And also there were so many upper cabinets, so taking out a bunch of those really opened up the ceiling area, but we kept one over the bed and the other one over the countertop area, and we painted those white to match the walls. But then the base cabinets for the kitchen, we painted this beautiful kind of like smoky mint color. So this color is called Rolling Waves.
I love that color.
It's so beautiful. It's just like the perfect mix of kind of like an earthy, but still kind of a retro tone, because I wanted to pay homage to like the 1960s, which was when the Airstream was sort of like in its heyday. I was really, really specific about colors in this Moon Cuddle Shuttle because I knew the color palette in my head, and so sampling and testing different colors was really important. All right, here are the samples. Oh my gosh, these names are so funny / also inspiring me to go travel in the Airstream. I gotta let it dry all the way, and I also want to look at it under artificial light, so under just the light bulbs to make sure it looks good. But I like that this one isn't too minty. I don't want it to be too blue, I don't want it to be too green, and I don't want it to be too mint. I want it to be sort of a little smokier, so I really like this one.
Well, the other really cool thing we did was we got rid of that gigantic fridge that was part of those base cabinets.
I mean, it was like huge.
Huge, unnecessarily large for this size of an Airstream. It was taller and it stuck out farther than the countertop. So it was really sort of a visual stop sign. Like you walk in and you just can't see anything because there's a giant fridge.
Yeah.
And it was so heavy. So we took that thing out. We got this really chic, small refrigerator that can just be like flush with the countertops. It still has really good storage because it's ventless. And it's really deep.
Yeah, it's
solution.
The perfect size. I mean, we're not planning on going like off grid for like multiple weeks. So this size fridge is gonna be perfect for us. So an area we decided we'd save on some weight is the countertops.
Yeah, we just did a faux marble countertop, just an inch thick, and it's made out of like a light like MDF.
But it's still really like durable. You know, it's a countertop, so it's meant to be in a kitchen and used. The other big change that we are making in there is the sink, which I'm so excited about. So we really had to pick and choose where we were going to have heavier things. So we decided that the sink was one that we were okay with getting a little bit of a heavier item. So we got this amazing porcelain farmhouse sink, but it's like a petite one. And the little jewel on the farmhouse sink is the new faucet, which we are putting in this gorgeous brush gold arc.
And it's a unibody, which is great because there's no knobs.
No knobs, so the handle is right on.
Hot and cold is just on the actual faucet.
We can even give Moon baths now in this sink, which is awesome. Because he'll totally be able to fit into this farmhouse sink, like sitting up, and it'll be really nice because obviously we don't have a bath. And he's used to his nightly baths. It's part of like our bedtime routine.
All right, guys, I am at the workshop. I'm gonna fabricate a bench with storage and a bed with storage. First things first is I made an epic cut list. So when I'm working on a project like this, it's so important to come up with your exact cut list and way you're making it. This program is SketchUp 3D, and basically, like, you know, I can work in things like this is the tire wheel, this is the water heater. So basically I'm framing in all these hidden things, and then as you can see, I'm gonna have 4 drawers here in the front of the bench and 2 drawers in front of the bed. And right here is where I'm gonna mount the lagoon table. So I'm gonna work on this section right now. Okay, so we're making this layout of the California King and the bench work, but the thing that we need to do is really figure out storage solutions in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put drawer units under the bench, drawer units under the bed, and we're also gonna make the bed have extended storage under it with like a lift mechanism on it. Maximizing storage, right? So we put in all these drawer units. I still got to put the faces on. I'm starting to put the faces on, but basically.
Look how good these look when they're push open, so we don't have to have knobs sticking out that will like scrape our legs on. This is another reason why we did the huge bed too, because look at this under bed storage. So under the bed is like a gold mine for storage, and Joey is like become a very, very pro carpenter.
Oh, thank you.
At this point.
We're also going to do some smart things. Like I got these piano hinges, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this whole top raise up with some gas shocks. So basically you'll be able to lift the whole thing up without like struggling because the gas shocks help push it up. So the fact that we're getting a California King inside a 20-foot trailer is impressive. Another big thing we did in here is we put in new floors. Hello?
Oh my gosh.
So before they had this really thin sheet vinyl.
It was literally just like a piece of vinyl that had printed wood on it.
And it was, you know, had nicks in it. So it was just like, there was no point in keeping it. So once we had our base cabinets in the kitchen and our bed and bench framing in, we were able to then float in the new flooring. All right guys, so we got the flooring in, which is great. So we floated the floor just on the interior, so just in this spot. Originally we were gonna glue it down the whole place, and then we were like, why are we gonna do that? Let's save the weight. And I actually really think this worked out well because we don't have a lot of like funky angles, so like we don't even need the quarter round. It's a special like wood vinyl composite because I wanted something that wouldn't flex at all. I mean, it'll flex, meaning that like it can flex with the car, but I don't want the expansion that goes on with wood floors in there because I'm putting everything in so tightly and we're just floating it in the middle of the Airstream.
Yeah, and you guys may be wondering, because in episode 2, I had picked out those vinyl floor tiles. This is a floor tile that I think is really fun. These are just peel and stick floor tiles.
Axed them.
We axed them because they were off-gassing. They were like really stinky, and on further research and inspection, we realized that they just were not great.
So this is great because I think we got the look of hardwood floors for not a lot of weight, and they're really high quality.
Okay, so let's talk about the design. So we have our beautiful white canvas, and what are we gonna do on this canvas? We have to do something fun. So again, inspired by kind of like retro colors, I wanted to do a mural, and I loved the idea of doing a mural of something landscape inspired. So the mural picture is gonna be over here, and then I don't want to play it safe in here, you guys. Like, I want to break out the colors that we have established in the mural around the pod, if you will. And I'm very inspired by the shape of the Airstream. I feel like that's what's like unique about it. So I want to take the colors from here and then have them in bigger shape moments around the pod. So it's kind of an adventurous choice. I'm inspired by 60s. I'm also inspired by Matisse. I mean, sounds very hoity-toity, but I was inspired by Matisse. I don't know if you've heard of him, the famous artist from the turn of the century, the last century. He did cutouts of leaves, and he did it with paper, but they were like these very sort of simple shapes. So anyways, that was the inspiration. So just kind of making these shapes and not being precious about it. You guys, I just hand sketched these and then just went over them with paint. So not using any perfect right angles. You guys know that I love doing painting techniques that are easy and also can really make a huge impact in a room. So I thought that this was a really fun technique for you creative weirdos as well. So basically it's just a whole bunch of different levels of like hills, if you will, right? And then we've got a beautiful, what we're calling the moon in the sky, but it could be the sun. It's an orb.
What's one of those days where you walk out and it's such a beautiful day and you still see the moon in the sky, you know?
Yeah, it's one of those days.
That's the best.
That's the best. So I sketched it all out with pencil first to just make sure that I liked my layout. And then the mountains, you basically just want to start at the back and work your way forward because you're kind of layering the colors over each other. Just make sure that the previous paint color is dry before you go over it with the next mounted color. And I mixed in a bunch of different colors, and I'm using paint samples because these little paint samples are like inexpensive.
You can buy paint samples at any paint store.
Yeah, so we ordered these for curbside pickup from our local paint store, and I had to finish off the mural with some birds in the sky, which Moon calls bah. It's basically his favorite thing to do, to go outside and look at birds, and he's like almost saying the word. He's bah is what he says. So I had to add some birds flying over the moon because it's Moon's mobile after all. He's the most important person in there. So the mural was like a contained image, right? Because we have that sort of contained space of wall, that kind of curved area leading into the bathroom. The rest of the walls I wanted to be kind of like a deconstructed look, if you will. So taking the color palette and blowing it up on the walls. And then it was time to figure out what we're doing in the bathroom. Okay, yay, we got a teak mat. So that upgrades the shower a little bit. And it's just like a white little cell in here. So definitely needs some fun on the walls.
Ultimately, we decided to keep the original shower because we're in a corner on the Airstream and it's just so specific. The shower was perfectly functional and looks fine.
So the one thing we added was this awesome teak floor mat, which is made specifically for the size. So it just makes it feel a little bit less like, you know, a to-go container. Joey,
yep.
Please step into my office. Okay, like basically I have too many ideas when it comes to this little bathroom here. One idea is take like 2 or 3 colors.
Yep.
And do like a stripe situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like hand painted.
I think that's cool. My first thought is, does that look like kind of like your poop wafting up through the air?
I mean, hopefully it wouldn't look like that. It would be like more like 60s vibes, right? Okay. All right, so other idea is doodles of like either like palm trees and cacti.
Uh-huh.
And then third idea, which I didn't draw out, which is just leopard print, but like just like hand painted leopard print using this gray color.
I like one of the first 2 options best.
Yeah, I mean, obviously also like open the door, because like when you open the door, the back of the door becomes part of this space, you know? Since we took away the sink, we had just this blank wall. So I wanted to bring in some of the fun colors into there. So I just decided to do a stripe around there.
All right, bedtime. So we have just a regular California King mattress, and we're actually going to take it out of its fabric, and using a electric knife, we're gonna shape the mattress to fit the Airstream. We actually saw another Airstream makeover that used this technique that we're gonna use, but we basically are using a
Electric
kitchen
knife.
What's it called? Like a turkey carver?
Yeah, it's like a turkey carver. I've never used this in cooking before, but yeah.
But you know, like
plug
that
it
thing,
in,
like
it
when
just
you were at
goes
Thanksgiving as a kid and your parents had that knife that you like, it vibrates. And anyways, we're gonna use that to actually cut through the bed to make it the perfect size. All right, so as you can see, once you have a couple layers of the fabric off of the bed, it's actually just a couple pieces of foam. So I'm just gonna trace my outline of my curves on this and get to cutting. All right. Whoa, look at that mane. There you go. There you go. Look at those corners. Very nice, very nice.
So yeah, now we have the perfect bed to fit there, and we are maximizing every inch of space in this Airstream. So the California King is actually a little bit shorter than the full width of the Airstream. So we had a little space at the top and a little space at the bottom to use.
Basically, this is gonna be the foot of the bed.
Yeah, we're putting our head of the bed there because we have the electrical for light.
And then this will be like our little headboard, which we'll put a hinge on probably. So we have this storage.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same level as the bed, and it's gonna be where, like, when we're laying in bed, we can store like our canteens, like Kindles,
And then on this side, we're basically gonna do a shallower situation. It's gonna be a slot for Moon's books. The other thing that we have to figure out in here is the dining table. So obviously we had before like sort of booth seating.
Yeah.
Which we didn't really like. It just wasn't like the vibe we were going for.
This bench is a lot more flexible. Like we said, we could have someone else sleep there if we wanted to bring a fourth person with us.
Right, so the thing we needed to figure out was the dining table. So you actually found this table, it's called the Lagoon table, which I think is usually used in like boats. It's like a transformer table that you can store away. So like if we want our normal to be that it's just the bench and the bed so that Moon can crawl around and hop up and down and play or whatever, great. And then you just go like this.
Ah, ooh. Away goes the table, and the mounts fit in there too. Like, it's so cool. Like, it could even become like, you know, additional countertop space if I want to use it for when we're cooking. It can be like a little desk when we're sitting on the bench. It can even be like a side table for the bed when we're sleeping, like we can kind of swivel it. And then that bench slants back, but there's a gap that you put in a shelf.
Yeah.
And so when we're sitting there, if you have like a drink or something, you can even just put it right there.
And then furthering the shelf theme, we put in a shelf above those two windows.
Which you didn't want to do, and I was like, we need.
Well, I didn't want to do because I was like, it's so curved. Why are we gonna move it?
You didn't want to do it because you had to figure it out. Okay, well, I want to do like a shelf up there.
Okay.
So, however you want to try to wrap your head around that.
Yeah, we just have to make up for the bend. I'm thinking that the best way to do it will be to do like a reverse L bracket situation.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
So like we did an angled piece of wood. It'd be like a triangle holding the wood up, and then we could use that. Will that work? I don't know if that'll work.
I know a lot of you are going to be like, wait a minute, this thing moves. Like, you're putting stuff on a shelf, it's all going to slide off. I know, but get this, okay? We're gonna go, we're gonna move, we're gonna park, and we're gonna be there for a couple days.
You're saying this to someone who decorates the hotel rooms we stay in when we visit them. So Kate is, one of the first things she does when we check into a hotel is she moves things around and puts like a scarf here. So like, once we get to where we're going in the Airstream, she's gonna have a good 15-minute decorating montage every place we go.
Thank you, it's true, it's true. In order for it to feel homey for me personally, I like to have a decorative shelf where I can stash some things. So I'm styling some decorative stuff, but also some functional stuff. It's just another place for us to put some of Moon's toys and stuff like that, like as we're trying to pick up. Okay, so I've been shopping for this Airstream kind of for like months now. So this is sort of an accumulation of like a lot of random purchases I've made. So this is probably the purchase that I am most excited about. So you guys know like the traditional like camping flatware, right? You know, it's like metal and it usually has like spots on it. So I was like, we're gonna have the most beautiful Airstream. We need the most beautiful camping dishware. I got the tumblers in the green and teal swirl. Look at this colander, you guys. Smoky turquoise color, very similar to the color that I picked for the base cabinet. Oh, look at this, how cute. So this is this little handmade dustpan and broom, because obviously it's so kind of cramped on the Airstream. We can't really have like a big broom or a big like vacuum or anything like that. So this is our little retro dustpan and little hand broom. Some other things I was thinking about maybe hanging from like a little rod in the kitchen. Like look at how cute these little wood measuring cups. Look at these little orange pot holders, like so cute. Oh, I can show you guys these baskets. So this is one of my favorite basket brand. It's called Ollie Ella. So a lot of the baskets that I have in Moon's room that store his toys and stuff are from this brand. So you can carry it like this, or the straps on the back make it a backpack. I got this little mini mint basket for Moon, but we could like put his toys and maybe some little snacks and stuff in there. All right, so I got this adorable tambourine because we're constantly singing and playing music and Joey's always drumming all the time. I got this little compact puzzle shape. I got this Pack Me fun-filled puzzle thing that has little travel puzzles. Like so cute. They're like shaped like little bags. I've actually been reading a lot about how children play, and a lot of research shows that less toys are better, that children actually play longer and more involved, and their development is just more targeted. I say that sitting here in front of way too many accessories. So minimalism with all things, including toys, is gonna happen in the Airstream, mark my words.
Another big thing we did in the Airstream that we realized we needed to do when we did our sort of trial run in it was we changed all the lighting. So this Airstream came with daylight lighting, and it's not like the type of lighting you can like unscrew. It's hardwired. So we had to cut all those out. So these are the old lights. The light temperature that this Airstream came with is like kind of like a really gross 4,500, 5,000 Kelvin type situation, which is like more like daylight.
And a little PSA about lighting temperature, because this is something that actually affects our interior designs a lot. As you can see on this package here, it says 2700 K. The K stands for Kelvin, and that's basically the temperature of light. So daylight, I think it's 6,000 Kelvin. So that's like bright white light. The overhead lights that are originally installed in our Airstream are all very close to daylight light, so really white light, which at night is just like super kind of piercing. Like it's like at night you want like a warmer glow. So this is gonna give us a lot warmer light.
So for lighting in here, we just actually used regular lighting that you buy for your house. The trick is you have to get 12 volt light bulbs.
We're gonna try to install 110 volt light fixtures into 12 volt wiring. We saw a blog post of someone doing it, so we're kind of trusting this blog post.
So the entire Airstream is powered by car batteries that are fueled by solar cells on the top of the Airstream. And that power is only 12 volts inside the Airstream. So lighting has to be low voltage, and light fixtures are typically made for like 110 volts. But really, it's not necessarily the fixture that's made for that. it's the light bulb itself. So we were able to find 12-volt light bulbs so that we could install normal household light fixtures in our Airstream.
Okay guys, here's an example of the light temperature. It's
Daylight. You can see
super,
my skin.
yeah, super white light. And then
This is like a 30,000, so this is just above tungsten. On the cabinets, we put these really cool drawer pulls.
yeah, they're little half moons. They just kind of like angle out a little bit so you can open them up. And I just love how these bring in this beautiful like brass color against our smoky mint cabinet. Like that color combo to me with like the marble countertop and then like the little terracotta accents of color is just like, oh, I love this color palette that's going on in here. Oh my gosh, the decorating in there, you know, everything has to be very purposeful, right? We've got a hanging basket in the kitchen, which I just thought was a really fun way to, you know, maximize that empty kind of corner in there, and it's on just a little hook, so it's super easy to just unhook and tuck into a drawer or a cabinet for when we're on the move. We have like our little Utensil Corral, which is this like fun woven basket that can be easily tucked into the cabinet under the sink for when we're traveling so it's not rolling all over the place. We also put in a little utensil pot rack thing. So it's basically like a little towel bar with hooks on it. And this is a really great way to save space if you only have like a certain amount of space in drawers or cabinets. So I played a lot with like round shapes and arc shapes because I love that the Airstream is arced like that. Like that is a very, you know, beautiful and special thing about an Airstream. So I wanted to mimic that as much as possible throughout the design. And of course I had to accent with the throw pillow that you guys saw in our second episode. This throw pillow was really like a jumping off point for a lot of the design and color palette throughout the space. Okay, you guys know I'm a broken record about linen bedding, and I had to have our linen bedding happen as well. Linen is just so cozy and comfy. It can get rumpled and wrinkled and just look that much more inviting, which of course we would be spending a lot of time on this bed since it is like our biggest surface in the space.
So speaking of linen bedding, we also replaced the curtains.
Oh my gosh, the shapes look so good. And then look, my mom made us new curtains. So she took the old curtains that were here that were this like ugly, yellowy polyester material, and I gave her an old white linen duvet cover and she just copied this pattern. And now we have white linen curtains in here. And I'm so happy that we did that because now we have perfectly fitted curtains that are white linen. Ooh, look. There's a kitty. There's a kitty. There's Roxanne.
All right, so we're using these to cover the old electrical holes because I didn't want to, we're saving the 12-volt connections in case we need them for something down the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
Winston! You never met Winston. But you probably met him up in the sky before you came down and as he was going up.
Cute. Good job.
We did it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Wait, let me get some greenery from the lawn. I'm gonna get some of our, all right, some fresh greenery.
All right, buddy, you ready to go on some adventures?
This is such a cute little book ledge. Look, we have a book ledge here too. Look at this. We have the table. That's a dinner table.
Dinner table or craft table or whatever it needs to be.
Whoa. The tassels? This one? Or you like the mud cloth one? Sure, should we do both? I think we do both. Yeah, these are from our olive tree. I know. It's a little mini one.
Look.
Look, it's dinner time! Or we could do crafts. He's like, whoa. That's so cool. Wait, we need a rug cuddle on the tiniest rug ever.
Let's do it.
Yeah? You want a rug cuddle?
Woo!
rug that fits perfectly.
What do you think, bud?
Family rug cuddle in the tiny home.
Happy first birthday. What do you think of this tiny kitchen? It's pretty great.
Yeah. He likes the half moon drawer pull. Did he? I know. They don't have locks on them. You could probably open them.
Okay, buddy. Happy first birthday. We got you an Airstream. Let's see the reveal.
Honestly, guys, this has been just such a labor of love for us. Not sure if we've loved all the labor that we put into it, but we're really excited that it's done. Yes, I'm ready to see it.
Let's quickly just remember what it looked like. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I think it looks so good. It's like so homey. It's so peaceful.
I mean, we got even
beachy.
a rug in there. Like, how cute. We got this little cute handmade Moroccan rug that was like just the tiniest rug I could find. Fits perfectly. Yeah, it's so beachy. Like, I'm so excited to be able to go places, just like open it up, put out the awning, put out our outdoor rug, flip open our folding chairs, and just enjoy the great outdoors.
We did it.
We did
it's
it.
Done. Yay.
It's done.
So now we're gonna hit the road.
Are we allowed to hit the road?
I don't know.
Social
We're gonna figure out
distancing?
that whole thing. But you know what? We can at least take it down to the beach. And
Yeah, we're not really sure how we're gonna like navigate this still. Obviously, we're figuring it out.
we're still in the pandemic, obviously. So we you know, but it's exciting that we have it done. Glad we could show you guys. And let us know what you think in the comments below.
Yeah, and hopefully this inspires you guys. I really wanted to make sure that the projects we did in there, even though you don't have necessarily a tiny home at home, you could do these painting techniques with the mural or the shapes on the wall as well in your spaces, in your rooms, in your bathrooms, whatever. So hopefully you guys got inspired by this beyond just like the fact that it's a cute little tiny home that we're so excited about. So yeah, thanks for coming along on this whole journey with us. It's been quite a saga, a 3-part saga.
Yeah, if you're new to our channel and you want to watch us do this in actual rooms and homes, we have a ton of those videos on our channel. And
I would say we're better at that. We're better at doing makeovers in actual rooms and homes.
But OMG, we bought an Airstream and we redid it, and I think it looks really good.
Me too.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you too.
Love you.
Love you too. Mwah!
All right, guys. We'll see you on the next video.
We'll see you on the next video. Stay creative, stay weird, stay you, because why not? We love you so much.
Bye.
Hello, my creative weirdos. Welcome to another MRKATE Decorates episode. And our challenge today is decluttering and organizing a small bedroom.
Hi.
So let's talk about the functionality of this room. So obviously you have your bed up there, and you have 2 desks. Okay, so this is your closet. It's actually a pretty big size.
Yeah, I make it look super small.
We're gonna have the bed here centered under the window.
But we're gonna put it daybed style.
Daybed style. So this will be the big focal point. When you walk in, you'll see her bed with the built-in unit around it, which will provide her storage.
Check this piece out.
This is what we're using, closet system.
The whole thing with this is you can do between 4 to 8 feet, like they sell them in different increments because it's a no-cut system. Remember what your room looked like?
Oh my God, yes.
It was a very full, small room.
Very full, small room.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Beautiful.